obviously on Tuesday night we were hoping to continue a bit of an upsurge, but didn't quite work out that way. Can we take anything from the performance into our game against Partick?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought first 35 minutes, first half, I thought we were very good. We were the team looking like we were going to score, and then obviously they kind of got them scoring against the run of play, but second half we came out kind of itchy peachy until they got their second goal, and then it was just back against the walls from then.
Livingston, when they got that second goal, were always very good at kind of seeing the game, at managing the game, and I think that's why they're up in the area of the table that they are. For us, with Partick coming to town, it's another chance to get some points on the board, and I know you guys must be killing yourselves trying to get this win over the line.
Absolutely, we're looking forward to every single game that comes. Obviously we're thankful it is Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, so you just need to get the game out your head as quick as we can, and then look forward to Partick, and hopefully we carry on what we've done in the first half into both halves, and hopefully get 3 points.
The nature of the chances that we created and then didn't take in Tuesday, I suppose there's kind of two sides to that coin, right? One, it's good that we're making those chances, but two, we've really got to start taking them if we want to win games.
Absolutely, that probably comes down to a confidence thing as well, when we're not scoring as much goals, but the main thing is we're creating the opportunities. It's just we need to work on it to put it away, but I'm sure that will come soon enough. What
do you expect from Partick Thistle then? It was a strange game over there earlier in the year when it was a delayed kick-off by about 10 years, it felt like, and then a very even game until the sending off, in which case after that we struggled to really kind of keep them out. What are you expecting from this match?
They've came off the back of a loss as well on Friday night against Livingston, so they'll want to come here and put things right like we do, but we're at home, we're the home team. Hopefully we can just get there and be better than them and win the game.
And I know at this stage of the season there's still a lot of games left to play, but you guys realise the kind of spot we're in. We're in a wee bit of a tricky period here, and we're bottom of the table. It's something that really we need to try and change as quickly as we can.
No, absolutely, we're working it every single day. Every day we come in here we're not happy with the place we're in. No one is around the club or the players, but we just need to keep doing what we're doing on the pitch and training, and try and carry it on in the games. I'm sure we'll be fine with players coming back. Gives the squad confidence as well.
The kind of tight turnaround of the games, has that made the training schedule a bit difficult, just because it's been Tuesday night or now on to Thursday, game in 2 days' time?
As a player you always want games anyway. It's better playing than training really, but it's not really changed anything for us. We'll still do our homework on Partick Thistle. I'm sure they will as well, but we've done our stuff, and just need to carry on what we've done in training pitch on Saturday.
We'll see you on Saturday, Gavin. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rhys, obviously a couple of days on from having played Livingston. Anything we can take from that into the game against Partick Thistle?
A good strong first half performance, albeit you find yourself a goal down. I think there was loads of the good positive elements in that first 45 certainly. Continuing on, kind of good performance from Morton on the Saturday the week prior, and it was just second half. Obviously the game gets away from us a little bit. I think moments in games are crucial, especially at this time. I think in the first half we've got to be a little bit more clinical and take one or two of the opportunities that we created, and then obviously second half as well. I think Pittman should be off the pitch for 2 yellow cards, which then changes the dynamic of the game. You're then more on the front foot in the ascendancy to go and get that equaliser and potentially winner.
I suppose the one thing we can say for certain about Partick Thistle coming up is that at least the game should probably kick off one time. That was bizarre over at Firhill earlier in the season.
If I remember right, it was just a calamity error after error, and one obviously we eventually get the game started, and it kind of summed up the afternoon pretty well. So listen, we'll be looking forward to the game Saturday. Hopefully none of that shenanigans again there, and obviously hopefully go on and get a 3 points.
What will you expect from the visitors? They were on a really good run of form until they ran into Livingston Friday last week, so they've been looking good. They've picked up a good bit. Are you expecting them to be trying to get back to that, having come a cropper against Livy?
Aye, of course. And listen, I think credits to go to Livingston as well. I think their defensive record, I think they've only lost one game or so this season. So defensively they've been really, really sound, for as much as probably Falkirk get the plaudits for the attacking stuff and how well they're playing. I think Livingston's quietly going under the radar. They're just being consistent, grinding out performances and results, and they can do that to you. I think Partick, like you say, they've been on a good run of form. A few kind of players missing and whatnot, and managed to grind out results and keep themselves at the top end of the table. So under no illusions, listen, Partick Thistle are an experienced side in the championship, so we know that it's going to be a difficult game regardless, and like you say, we're hoping that we can go and try and use the little bits of positive elements of the game that we've had in the last few games, 45 minutes, the Morton game prior, and trying to use those moments to put in a good performance on Saturday.
I think thinking back to the Morton game, although it finished 2-2 in a game we probably feel like we could have won, the support responded to the kind of performance of the players. You know, they kind of cheered them off at the end because they'd seen that willingness to keep going when they'd fallen behind, and I suppose that's all they're really looking for, is that attitude, and we've had that in the recent games.
Aye, and listen, like supporters, you've got to put yourself in the eye of a supporter. You know, you come to a game of football to watch your team do well and show passion and enthusiasm and all the kind of basic things that I would expect if I was turning up as a supporter. So one thing I will say is, listen, you get the small minority who entitled to give their moans and opinions, no problem, but like I said, the majority have been with us through the kind of bad run and stuff that we've been on. The majority are still turning up on the Saturday and a Tuesday night midweek to cheer on the team, which kind of shows a level of commitment and kind of passion that they guys are desperate to see the boys do well. The boys can feel that, you know, it's not like anybody's under the illusion that kind of everybody's against them or anything like that. So it's about just trying to manage yourself through this situation, but at the same time recognise that, listen, we need to get points, and let's try and obviously lean on these good examples. A good performance at Morton, followed up with kind of a 45 at Livingston, albeit you lose the game, but there's moments from where we're at currently at this stage of the season and stuff, to go and realistically say that our season's going to be defined with our circumstances just now by getting a result at a full strength Livingston side, home or away. We've got to be looking at obviously the priority at the minute.
The kind of Saturday schedule's maybe not ideal when it's come around for a squad that's not, let's say, not full, with options at the moment. So how has that been managed during the week there? You get a few bodies down still?
Aye, no, listen, it's tough. Your training week's kind of thrown up in the air because you'd like to rectify things, and the way that I like to work is we like to analyse the game back from the Saturday going into the Sunday, so that your week leading into the Monday morning, you know, a structured week, what things are going to look like, what your training load's going to look like numbers wise, who's going to be available, and then you start to, towards the end of the week, prepare and have a thought on who you're playing the following week. So to have a midweek game and it's very, very kind of quick to then quickly divert your focus away from Livingston on Tuesday when it's still raw and there's still things you want to analyse in that game, but quickly you've got to get it out your system because you've got another quick one coming up, and like you said, boys are obviously not in the best of condition just now because you've had injuries. We've got a small squad, a couple of obvious injuries within that game. So listen, it's not ideal, but listen, it's going to make us stronger. I said that to the boys after the game, that people write you off and people have a perception and stuff just now, they've got injuries and they're not at their full strength and they're struggling, and having a midweek game doesn't help prioritising and stuff like that. But ultimately, as a footballer, you come through these bad moments and that's what makes you a better footballer. So you've got to take a positive out of every negative. That's the way I see things. We'll wait and see. Obviously today was a light enough session. The boys have just played kind of 2 games in the space of 4 days or whatever it is, so we've got to make sure that we give them loads of time to recover, but at the same time we're still analysing and having that kind of thought on Partick Thistle Saturday.
And I suppose regardless of those circumstances, the situation is what it is, and you'll be going into that match on Saturday intent on getting 3 points.
Aye, there's nothing, like you say, there's nothing I can do, there's nothing that the players can do, there's nothing that the club can do. It's just a kind of unforeseen circumstances where we've had 10 injuries, albeit a lot of them are kind of muscle and reoccurring ones and stuff. That's obviously an area that we're obviously trying to address, but you can't predict these things. If everybody knew when they were going to get injured or when they were going to get ill, and it'd be a much better place because you'd be able to kind of manage your squad a lot better. So it's important, like you say, that we recognise it is what it is, and like you said, we've been kind of supported through the club and whatnot as well, that if there was a way that we could go and sign 10 players for when 10 players aren't fit, then of course we would do it. But like you said, it's one of the things that happens in football. It's happening all up and down the country. I think everybody's moaning at Man City not winning a game in a few, and they're missing one player, so it's you're missing potentially 7-8 players, and a large number of them being kind of key figures in the squad, so it is difficult, no getting away from it. But listen, I think the boys that have come in have done really well. I think you look at the kind of positions that we're missing, having like say Gavin Gallagher and Lewis McGregor and these kind of guys who are probably getting much more minutes that they maybe intended to at the start of the season, but really kind of kicking on and seeing a progression in their game is only going to make them better, which is obviously much better news for the club, much better news for me as a manager and a coach, that you've given the lads exposure, probably sooner than they would have liked. You would like to kind of dip boys in and out, and unfortunately they've had to contribute with Saturday minutes, Tuesday minutes and Saturday minutes again, so it's going to make them a better person, a better overall all-round footballer. So in the long run they'll see the benefits from it, but I get it, it's just obviously frustrating just now because you're literally down to the bare bones.
Well, we'll see how we got on Saturday, Rhys. Thank you very much.
Cheers.